Hi guys, welcome back to another quick card pull. This is filmed on Monday, May 11th, 2026. Today we're pulling from the Wild Unknown Tarot cards. We're starting off with the Emperor, and I feel like Foundation. Also highlighting a solar eclipse here. I gotta have to look on the calendar, and then I'll put in the notes when that date is. But I feel like don't let people eclipse your energy or try to eclipse your light, because you are growing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you've grown under the surface. We were talking about this for a while with your roots, and now you're expanding outward for the world to see. This is going to strengthen your foundation. This is going to strengthen your confidence as you move forward, because this is all leading to the sun. So right now with Pluto in retrograde, it's like, death card, where it's like removing people, places, and things. Do not try to force them to stay. Allow the universe to do what it needs to do. But it's like, with those people leaving, new people are coming in. Alex may be a significant name to you, or someone that will be coming in the future, or like a nickname, you know what I mean, where it's like a girl's name but abbreviated to Alex, because Alexandria, so they call her Alex. So it may, but I'm getting masculine energy, especially with this Emperor energy being present here. But I feel like with the Emperor, with that coming in, they had the Son of Cups, the Son of Pentacles, the Son of Swords, and the Son of Wands. I feel like your son may be significant here if you have a child or someone that you nurture as your own. And I feel like it's the most significant one was the last one, where it was an owl bringing in the sword. And I feel like they're saying, like, just because people are younger than you does not mean that their information isn't valid. Like, my son will sit there and, one thing that came to our attention this year was, some Robbie Allen would sit there and say, like, some people will purposely go out of their way not to say this, like, saying grace, for a meal. And, my son always reminds me that, don't forget to thank God for the groceries. Don't forget to thank God for the food. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's a healthy dose of humbling yourself, because yes, I'm a hard worker. I worked really hard to get to where I am, but all of the blessings that have come into my life is because of God. And that's why I say, like, if you put the action outward into the world and you show them that you're, you know what I mean? Remember that song last week where it was just like, you know what I mean? You're making the moves, and it's like, you move, I move just like that. And you know what I mean? And they're having that correspondence in that song with Ludacris. And it's just like, when you move, I move. And I feel like that's where the universe was saying, when you make the moves, I am more than willing to put 50%. It's so, like, staking you. You know what I mean? The world may not sit there and believe in you and fill your cup and strengthen you and give you the knowledge. And that's why I'm saying, where that sun comes in, it's like, could be a rebirth with your son. Could be your son fills your cup. When they're saying the knight is the Son of Swords, it's like, he's the one that bears the truth for you. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's hard to hear the truth, but it's like I know with my kids, it's just like, that's all I'm going to get. You know what I mean? They respect me and everything like that. I may not like what they have to say, but there is a ring of truth of that. 333 on the timer. You know what I mean? So it's just like, it doesn't matter. Even if they're not actually your biological child, it's like, there's a ring of truth to what they're saying. And the reason why it resonates or hits a nerve is because you needed to hear that at that time. The Magician, and this is all about what this era is all about. You are already armed for what is coming. It's already laying in you. The knowledge is already laying in you, making that relationship with your higher self. You know what I mean? And it's like, whatever is coming on your path, you already going to be victorious in this. You know what I mean? Like, something's supposed to be coming in here. And I feel like with myself, it's like, when they speak on my name, my blessings multiply. They gossip, we glow. I always say we. Anytime they speak on our name, we prosper, we grow. Because it's just how many, I not, this is not egotistic or anything. When that when people are constantly did have something to say, it's like, you know what, I'm like, Anastasia says this, anytime you have any negativity or anything, oh, it's okay. I'm going to transmute that and turn it into money. I'm going to transmute it, turn it into something positive. I'm going to transmute it and turn it into a blessing. If people are effing around and want to find out, put them on ice. I feel like because you are now ready for this next step, leveling up, you are ready for, and this is not harming anyone. It's just like, you want to put negativity on me? I'm going to put up a wall and I'm going to transmute what you're trying to do and turn it into something positive. That's it. I'm not like, things come up and I'm like, why am I feeding any energy into this? This person is not a part of my life. This person is not in my everyday life. Like, forget it. Like, why am I wasting my time and energy? Nope. It's just sitting there and arming yourself differently, your reaction. Because now we learned that we're wasting all this energy into nonsense. So instead of playing back and forth and playing ping pong like Ella on TikTok has taught us and making it worse and worse and worse, well, that's okay. I'll transmute that and turn it into something beautiful. No problem. You know what I mean? Like, do you, boo boo. You know what I mean? I got other things. I'm busy doing other things. Like, you're not even in my stratosphere. And that's what pisses them off. Strength card. I feel like this is like a Leo presenting love. You know what I mean? Like, they're saying someone's leaving and someone brand new is coming in. You know what I mean? This year's all about passion, but remember, not every offer you have to take. You can entertain it. You can see what it's about. You can, you know what I mean? Learn. But if they're all like, you know what I mean? I'm moving in tomorrow. It's like, you know, no offense, but you know, we've already been there, done that. You know, I forgot to look up her name, but like she said, her ex-wife is on her resume. Side piece is on her resume. Wife is on her resume. She said sugar mama is not one of those things. I was like, oh my god, she just cracks me up. This is all about, this energy is about this year is the Chariot. You are in charge unto where your life is leading. I know there's some people that are in my life that are just kind of giving up. You know what I mean? But I'm like, I kind of see one of my cousins and it's just like, you know, kind of running parallel, but she's, you know, older than myself. But it's like that, you know what I mean? It don't matter. It's just like our experiences are very much, you know, lining parallel. And it's just like, you know, she's just showing. It's just like, doesn't matter how old you are, the circumstances or anything. It's like what you do with it. You know what I mean? It's what you do with it. Yeah, a lot of us, you know, God bless anyone that has a blessed childhood. God bless you. You know what I mean? But the ones that had to fight and claw and get to where they are, and the breaker of chains and the breaker of patterns and not raising our children or, you know, whoever we come across, you know, in those toxic behaviors, it's like because we're breaking all that. This is breaking all that nonsense. And now there's this new era, this new generation, this new earth is coming about. And it's just like, we're doing things differently. You know what I mean? And it's like raising them to be differently. How they believe in themselves, how they trust in themselves, how they see themselves. So they don't have to be like us later on in life and be like, hey, you know what? I'm not a bad person at all. Like, you know, I'd be my friend, you know, because I know who I am. Those who know. It's like loyalty, just like Red says, and Orange is the New Black. Russians don't play baseball. You know what I mean? You get 2 strikes. That's it. No third strike. You know, try to learn that earlier. Like, even now, it's like 1 strike. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't have time for that. This is all about a rebirth. We're in the midst of spring, middle of spring. We're heading into summer soon. And it's all about growth. Now this is where the outside growth is happening. So you see the trees, maybe you got, it's straining enough, like with the 8 of Swords, it's like where we would feel trapped. But it's a rebirth because the butterflies are about to hatch right now. There's a follower on TikTok that I watch, and he does his garden, and he's like, let's check on the butterflies, and you can see them, that the cocoon is starting to change. So it's like, again, with rebirth, you're coming out of your chrysalis, you know, and like they said, a lot of us are getting ready to rejoin the world. And it's not fair what happened. Definitely feel like monarch butterfly just because of the color of the cocoon here, but I feel like, you know, those, you're protected. You know what I mean? I feel like this is also a sign of protection from universe that, you know what I mean? People will try to come in and mess with you and do their jazz and everything like that. And it's just like, nope. But don't also go provoking, you know what I mean? Don't think that you could go out there and provoke because it's like karma. You go out and start problems. It's like you're calling those things into your life. We have justice in here, the yin and yang of things, also symbolizing balance. We definitely had that full moon in Libra where it's bringing back in that balance. And I'm like, you know, before I even knew Pluto was going into retrograde causing this mix up here, it's just like, you know, they say chaos, but I don't feel like it's chaos. I just feel like it's like I said, the earth is shaking. The earth is shaking and it's like we're learning to calibrate with it. We're learning to go with the flow of things. We have the Star card, and I feel like this is like where you're able to get your naps in. Like this week it was busy, and part of that was myself because I was like trying to get something done for the longest time, which is painting the rails in our house because, we've been living here 2+ years, and it's like the type of paint that it is, it's not like bare where it's durable and has that undercoat where it's just like, your hands are, you know what I mean, going up and down it, and it's just like cleaning it and everything like that. So it was just like, it just looks so aesthetically pleasing now. I was talking to my girlfriend Katie about it, and I'm just like, oh, I don't know. It just did something to my brain. I couldn't sleep. I was so excited that it was done. And she's like, right? It's just like, because you're proud of yourself. Another thing checked off your list. Yesterday I was like, my sister and her husband gifted me a planter that he hand built himself with cedar wood. It's gorgeous. And she was just like, you know what I mean? Gave me bulbs and everything like that. So it's just like, I was going to put it in the backyard. I'm like, nope, I'm going to put it in the front. Move the other planter. Like, this deserves to be like full front and center. So, in a safe place where I don't have to worry about it walking off. But again, it's just like, today I was like, I'm sleeping in. Like, I just was like, I no bueno. I'm just gonna snooze and get the rest that I need, and because I know the rest of the week's gonna be busy. So it's taking the rest where you need it, maneuvering things. Again, this is like prioritizing like what is at the top of the list that needs to get done right now. So with myself is like finishing up graduation decorations and getting that stuff all ready. So I know what my priority is, and I know what I have to put my energy into. You know what I mean? So this is where Spirit is like, make sure you're getting your rest so you don't burn yourself out. But, blessings. You know what I mean? Major blessings here. And Spirit's going to give you the energy you need to move forward with those. You know what I mean? Like, they know what you're trying to accomplish. Ten of Pentacles, this is where it's just like, you know what I mean? Like, everything you asked for, this is an absolute yes. This is like happy home, happy. Because, again, universe sees what you're trying to accomplish here. Starting off with the Emperor, right? And the sun right underneath it. And it's just like, you know what I mean? It's you're protecting your peace. You're building your peace. Everything you're trying to accomplish is already a part of you. You know what I mean? Like, talking about all the activities and being busy, they're going to give you the strength for that. You know what I mean? Let the universe love on you. Because they know where you're putting your energy. They could see that. They're like, it's so obvious where she's putting or they are putting their energy. You know what I mean? It's so, like, they could see your heart. They could see your soul before you even came up with these plans. You know what I mean? That's why I was just like, you know what I mean? It was 9 o'clock. It's called Mind Hunter is the one I was talking about. I don't know why I call it Criminal Minds. I guess it's kind of same kind of show, but Mind Hunter is just on another level. My son got me into it, and he already watched it, so I was like, I'm going to watch season 1 because I watched the rest of them with him. But really good show. But again, Spirit is saying absolutely yes. I love the colors of this, like, like unconditional love with that one. And I feel like that's what they see. Unconditional love oozing, shining. I don't know. Oozing. I don't know why it's oozing. But it's like they see what you're trying to accomplish. 10 of Cups. It's like, you know what I mean? I feel like this is like kind of, when I pulled this, I was like, I feel like it's like our family. Hopefully 2 of us are not down on the same time, but it's like one of us is down, the 2 of us lift them up, get them to where we are. Vice versa. We all can't be, on this sugar high 24/7 as much as we love to be. Like they said, if we could bottle this feeling, we would. But like myself, like, with Pluto and retrograde, people from the past are coming in my dreams, and I'm like, I'm not going to let that define my day. I'm just going to keep going. Have a blessed day. Keep moving forward. That's all I'm going to do. That's all you can do. But again, it's just like they could see what you guys are accomplished. They could see what kind of roots you've laid down. It's like all the chakras being in alignment. Again, with the unconditional love, right? With the coloring, with the rainbow symbolizing that. The covenant. The World card. Everything is wrapping up in here to move things forward. So this whole retrograde isn't going to be about that. You are still making forward motion, right? Because they see with like the Chariot card that we got, like that's what you're trying to accomplish here is forward motion. You're trying to see, this is like the 15th. So this is next week with the waiting crescent on the, it's kind of like My Little Pony energy. That may be something that's significant, but it's just like things wrapping up in that way, but also like, closing off for a new beginning. Like we did get that rebirth card because you're about to be born. Here we go with the chrysalis. I know you're not a bad, or maybe you're a gothy girly. What is it called? The Taured one? I'm literally just got a shirt. Nightfall? Yeah. It's like maybe you're a nightfall girly, or you like the rocker clothes and stuff like that, and it's, you know what I mean, always been a part of you. That's your stick, that's your aesthetic, that's what really speaks to your soul. Maybe this is you getting something or going to a concert for it, you know what I mean? But it's just like, this has changed your perspective, this journey. And I feel like that's why they're saying like the world card, because it's like you're rejoining the world and you're letting all that go. You're not letting it tear you down. You know what I mean? You're not going to let them dictate who you are and what you do or anything like that. It's just like you've already gone through it. And now, again, like we're saying, getting to rejoin the world, but with a new, fresh set of eyes. And it's like, don't forget what this lesson has taught you, what is brought into your life. Keep utilizing those skills. So like Anastasia, it's like lessons have been learned. You know what I mean? I don't even take that with just money blessings or things we're trying to bring into our everything. Lessons have been learned. You know what I mean? There's certain things, it's, you know what I mean? It's like, what can you do? But it's just like, again, where it's just like we've learned things. And that's why I was saying, like, not every offer is a good offer. You're trying to accomplish things in your life, and it's just like, that's the thing. It's like you can't poop on someone else that is trying to do the same thing as you, but in a different way. What resonates with them. And it's just, and there may be possibly moving out of your life because of it. And it's like, be thankful for the journey and what it's brought to you and what that relationship looked like, and, what you've learned and how you've grown together and everything like that. And it's like, be thankful that they were part of that journey. You know what I mean? And it's just like, we can't hold back others because we are, scared. I know what's going to happen here, but you know what I mean? It's just, it is what it is, but thankful for that journey. You know what I mean? It's like everybody's trying to accomplish things, but not in the same way that it may look like to you. You know what I mean? And that's why I'm saying it's just like, enjoy it. Like when they're saying the start time, like where things were busy probably with Mother's Day weekend, it's like things are going to get quiet for us. It's like this week is graduation, next week is Shakout, and then Michael's birthday. You know what I mean? So it's like, and I'm thankful for that, because there was a time where things were quiet, and we would go walking and this and that, which I love. I love going for walks and everything like that. I love being out in nature. But it's just like, when it was dark, when it was nighttime, and it's just like, you're in your head. So I'm like, I'd rather just go to bed than deal with this. You know what I mean? So it's just like that life is so full that you don't even have time for that noise anymore. Or you learned how to tame those, tear out those voices that have no bearing or meaning or energies belong in your life. It's like things will come in from the past, or things will come in, and it's just like, why am I wasting my energy on this? It has no substance. It has no bearing. It's not teaching me anything. So just move forward. That's all. And I feel like it's just be kind with yourself in this rebirth. And, life is all about mistakes. That's what Passover teaches us. Yeah, we're going to make mistakes. We may even make mistakes during the prayer. But the thing is, like, we get a second chance. That's what Rabbi Allen, some of the things he's been saying lately, I don't agree with. But when things resonate, they resonate. And I will give him credit where credit is due. But he's just like, how many times in life do we get a second chance? The biggest thing to remember with this is like they're showing you're coming out, but it's like they're also showing going back in. Kind of like playing peekaboo. But I feel like it's like, don't feel like you can't, not necessarily retreat, but go into a place of protection, or take a step back, or take a time out. Like, you don't have to be afraid of those things. So in the way of like feeling guilty about napping, like today I definitely did. It's like, oh, I could have got that. I'm like, no. Tomorrow is going to be, what it is. And then moving forward, it's just like, like I'm planning in my head, okay, maybe I could get this done. If I get it done, I get it done. I know that's why like Saturday, I was just like, I complained so long I couldn't get this paint. I finally got it. I'm just going to get it done. And I took my time with it as well. Like, I did stay up later, but I'm just like, I want to do it right the first time rather than have to go back and do it over again. And it's just, you know what I mean? Just to see it, or just to even feel it. Like, you could feel the texture difference and everything. It's just so visually appealing. Just small little things you could do in your everyday life that just put a smile on your face. You know what I mean? Like, the things that you were talking about are now into fruition. You know what I mean? And I feel like, give yourself some freaking credit. You know what I mean? Especially the journey you've come on. Todd Chrisley said it the best. He was talking about him and Savannah, that where they're always setting the bar higher. He's at the place of his life. He's like, I'm done setting the bar higher. I'm content. Where Savannah is still setting up, like, I want this. I accomplished this. And now, but it's like, don't forget to look back on the things that you once prayed for, you're now enjoying. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's why they're saying don't afraid to retreat a bit. And I feel like don't be afraid to rest. Like with myself, it's like I'm already ahead of schedule because I was doing all these things when I was on vacation last year. And it's, middle of May. And I'm like, month out before, I go on vacation. So, that's why I'm saying, you know, be thankful for the things that are going your way, because sometimes we can't control everything in our life, or you know what I mean, you feel tired, it was a crazy week, so do what you can, keep rising above, keep raising that bar if you want to, not saying you have to. If you want to, keep raising that bar, but believe in yourself, because you have every right to be in this new experience. You're in the world with new fresh set of eyes, and enjoy this rebirth, enjoy this era, enjoy your life, because you freaking earned it. You fought to get to this point. Enjoy it. May the universe bless you good. We'll see you for the next one.